I work in a job where there are certain times that I do not have access to my phone or I am in the middle of nowhere. These times are well scheduled in advance and basically take up my whole day. There are a ton safety regulations I have to follow during this time. My wife was pregnant and at the time I planned to take off work near her due date. Unfortunately she went into labor early, about a month early, and I was on an inspection. I only learned about her going into labor when I got signal again. By the time I got to the hospital she has already given birth. This was about 1.5 years ago and I am involved father. The issue is every single time we have an argument she will bring up I missed the birth. It happens almost every single time form serious arguments to what fast food should we get. Today was my breaking point. We got into an argument about her wanting to change the daycare situation. She wants to change daycare to one closer to the home. I do drop off and she does pick up. The only one closer to our home is too expensive and we cannot afford it. In the middle of the argument she pulled out I wasn't there for the birth again. I told her she needs to get over that and stop using it in every argument we have. She called me a jerk and left. Ada. My husband 37 male of 6 years, no kids, has been having an emotional affair with his college sweetheart 36 female who broke his heart many years ago by needing to take a break to move for her career. He apparently took the break so badly that she decided to go no contact because keeping in touch was hurting him but she always hoped they would reunite. According to the texts I read, he forced himself to move on and married me but he isn't happy. I know now that I am someone he settled for. Essentially unprovoked. He texted that he never stopped loving her, he can't stop thinking about her, that he always wanted to reach out to her but thought she had moved on. That he was trying to figure out a way to visit her but his wife would kill him if she found out. There was nothing sexually suggestive in the texts which kind of hurts even more for some reason. She said she never stopped loving him either but wouldn't consider anything further until he was at least separated. He said that would be difficult because it would come as such a shock to his wife, me. I am shocked and devastated. Everything about those texts suggests that he wants to be with this woman. She has no kids and never been married. He didn't seem to care about my feelings or anything, only that things would be difficult because I would be angry and our families would be in shock. I don't know what to do. I'm getting sick and tired. My husband looked at other women right in front of me. He's looked at other women too many times while I was in front of him. Even though I wore pretty clothes and put on makeup, he still looked at other women, and I was hurt and cried. He always told me he wasn't looking at other women. He gets angry at me. I don't feel enough for him. What should I do? What I'm even asking here. I'm kind of in shock. My husband and I have been together for years and have 2 kids. My husband has always had bad anger issues. He lashes out at the drop of a hat and will call me pretty bad names. He's said some pretty vile things over the years. When he's not acting like this, he's a good husband for the most part. Thoughtful, great provider, good dad, family man, hardly ever goes out. The last year or so when he has his freakouts he doesn't even apologize anymore. I just kind of drop it. I think I'm used to it and we have a 1 and 2 year old I'm trying to keep the peace for. Last couple months he's been starting drama with my sister, parents etc. for the dumbest things. It's caused a bit of a strain on my relationships with them. Today the straw broke the camel's back. He had some work to do outside the house for a few hours, then he went to the bar for a few hours with his friends. During this time my parents came over and helped me close our pool, winterize the backyard, take care of the kids, carpet cleaned and made dinner. I think my husband may have been a little drunk but he came home and randomly accused me of either setting fire to his barn in high school like 13 years ago, or knowing who did it and not telling him. I literally had no idea his barn even burned down in high school, nor would I have done it or any of my friends. He was being completely irrational and screaming at me in front of my parents. They are very easygoing and were in disbelief. I was screaming at him. I was so angry of being accused of something that I never did. He said I was being defensive. I did it. I was in shock honestly. My stepdad ended up storming out after telling my husband he was being crazy. And then my husband stormed out and said he was divorcing me if I didn't admit it. I ended up going to my mom's with the kids and my husband texted that he was moving out and we are done and can work out visitation with the kids. I came back home after he left and I'm just sitting here like, how did this happen? What did I do to deserve it? How am I the bad guy? Where do I go from here? Any advice would be appreciated.